Welcome to the bold. After resigning as President William Ruto's economic advisor 3 days ago, Moses Kuria has been making frantic efforts to visit and have a handshake with former President Uhuru Kenyatta, and that effort has not, or rather was, rejected. He's tried to make even moves going back to Jubilee party, and that move that has been rejected is what I want us to look at in this podcast, and we're going to explain why Uhuru Kenyatta is not taking that path. Ladies and gentlemen, before we look into that, we are still reminding you that today we are still in Embu. We are in Embu. We are finishing the house, Faith Wambui's house. We were building a house for this mother of 3 in Bere. She's been living in this place, in this structure here, she's calling a house, for the last 1 year. And things took a different turn after Faith gave birth to her last born and then had post-birth trauma, depression, lost the job, and even the husband disappeared. So she's been forced to brave cold weather there. And we've been here just to build a house for her, and my team has been working around. And I want to say thank you very much for those who've responded to this call. I think my work was just to mobilize us so that we can come in our numbers and support. This is so far, the house has reached this Sunday evening. Wameanza kuweka hizo, now they are doing the roofing. Na wamesha jenga mpaka kafika juu. They had actually started doing the roofing, but that of which will be done tomorrow. And I want to say thank you. We've gotten mlango, tumeshapata dirisha, tumeshapata mabati, plus all that. Now, the last bit of this project that is what I want us to help between today until tomorrow noon when I leave, I need to buy Faith mattress and 2 beds. Akona watoto wawili, watoto watatu walale kwa bed nyingine, atalala kwa hiyo bed nyingine, and just some shopping for her. We normally do that. For sustainability, I will put her in some stipend, some monthly stipend. Tutaona kama tunaweza fanya even some 3,000 monthly, because of a condition she has that allow me not to go public about. So, if we can do 100 bob challenge just for this 1 day until tomorrow, ile nitapata, even if we can get like 30,000, we'll be able kumbaia hizo vitu ili kesho tukitoka tuache kama tumembaia mattress na kitanda na zile vitu zingine. And by the way, if you can still help, sijaweka stima. If you still find something you can do, hata kama ni chakula, hata kama ni manguo, you can still reach out na tutaweza kumpelekea na kuhakikisha kwamba ameweza kupata. Now, Moses Kuria, handshake motive after leaving William Ruto administration is believed to be an inside scheme by the president to dispatch him to counter Rigathi Gachagua. And for the first time, let me say something that it's many people speak it in corridors, but they don't go public about it. Ile kitu Ruto alifanyia Gachagua ni kitu mbaya. Even if umekosana na mtu in real life, you don't do that to a man for the help. You cannot have a man to the level of a deputy president, and one day you just decide to bring a man down. The kind of hostility, the troubles that even President William Ruto administration is recording. Another preacher was just talking to me about it. He was telling me, Kevin, this thing is even spiritual. You don't do that. And William Ruto administration is going through a spell that what they are actually prescribing might not even heal it. Remember, he did something to Uhuru Kenyatta, a man who had supported him, pia akakuwa deputy president, and then you had Rigathi, and then you do the same and you bring that man down. Sometimes there are things that can happen to you, huwezi relate, but in real sense, what William Ruto did is wrong. And removing Rigathi Gachagua was morally wrong. With these tears rolling down parents' cheek, with the way parents are crying, I don't think the problem is Rigathi. Yes. I don't think the problem is Rigathi Gachagua. If still in the state corridors, someone still thinks that Rigathi is the problem, that person is not diagnosing it. Rigathi is not the problem. Rigathi is just reminding people about those problems. Those problems are existing. The problem here ni Ruto hana huruma. Yes, the presidency haina huruma. That, if you ask me, that is the problem.
Ati itakuwa ni mtoto yangu. Ndio niliposikia mimi nikashangaa. Na nikasema kwani hiyo mtoto alikuwa anavurutwa ni mtoto yangu na sijui. Mimi nililia nikaanguka nikiwa kwa nyumba. Nikalia. Sasa niliona nikatupiwa hiyo picha. Mimi nilisema kwa nini wamfanyie mtoto Wachira? Na Wachira hana kitu na mtu. Ako roho nzuri. Ako anajifanyagiaga kazi. Hata alikuwa anafanya hapa kazi hapa na boda. Na kaenda kosi wangu hii akampeleka kosi. Alikuwa hata hawezi kufanya kitu ya nini ama kuchukia mtu ama. Kwa nini wamtendee hivi? Kwa nini wamfanyie hivi? Harrison ni kijana mzuri mpaka akiwa mtoto mdogo. Amekuwa tumeishi naye huku. Tumeishi naye huku, alikuwa Weomereria. Mimi nimepelekana na wao mpaka Weomereria, mpaka Daragwa. Nimewalea tukiwa na bwana yangu. Tumewashughulikia wote hao watoto wangu wote na ni wengi. Sasa kwa nini wamfanyie mtoto hana hatia? Hana nini? Wanampiga akiwa kwa kaduka yake, wanamchukua, wanamvuruta. Kwa nini wamvurute? Kwa nini wamvurute? Innocent person. Innocent child, innocent.
I even had this Muranga MCA saying that Rigathi is away, so there's going to be relatively calm, and then when Rigathi comes back, someone will start now planning another wave of protest so that it can be blamed on Rigathi Gachagua. For example, if there's going to be protest now,
mimi niwaambie na nikubushe president wetu. Tulikuwa na kijana wetu, tulikuwa na president wetu, tulikuwa na mtu wetu. Wakati wa kampeni za 2022, hatukusikiza ule wetu, tulikusikiza. Watu wengine ulishindwa kwenda makao ingine, lakini hapa Mount Kenya tukakufungulia na ukaingia. Na sijui ilifika wapi, sisi ule mtoto tulizaa akakuwa president na chama ya UDA. Saa hii wazazi wetu ni kulia wanalia. Tumezika watoto, mambo imeenda vile imekuwa. Nikukubushe tu, ni sisi wale tulikukaribisha. Angalia vijana wetu. Tuko na kijana wa Kandara hanjazikwa. Hapa Kegumo tulizika mmoja. Jana Kangema wamezika. Tutazika mpaka siku gani? Sisi Nairobi na Murang'a County na Mount Kenya ni kitu moja. Biashara zetu zikiguzwa Nairobi, sisi watu wa Murang'a tumeumia. Mimi niwaulize watu wetu, mtakubali hawa wajamaa wanamwagwa waharibu watu wetu na biashara zetu na shetani ashindwe? Nimewauliza kwa sababu najua ile mipango imepangwa. Watatulia ili waseme kuna watu fulani wanaletanga furugu hapa. Na waomba kwa heshima tukae na amani na tuangalie watu wetu. Hata kiongozi wetu ule deputy president former akirudi, sisi tukae na amani. Wasilete furugu waseme ni yeye analeta furugu hapa.
Someone will now start saying, oh, sunaona wakati Rigathi hayuko, mambo iko tu sawa. Rigathi kirudi ndio kunakuwa na kelele. But when I get back to Nairobi tomorrow, I'm going to look for Ogola, Professor Ogola. Professor Ogola was making some statement about this lady who was killed in a petrol station, in a police station in Nanyuki, and seemingly there could be another wave of protest on justice for this lady. It is the Ojwang-like.
According to me, I'm seeing that these government people need to rise against it and tell them the truth. If we do not find that DCI Otieno, who allegedly is the one who has led to the death of Julie Njoki, we have identified, his name is called DCI Otieno. He was the one who has claimed that she has killed herself, but she has been hit with head injuries to death. She was healthy. I've talked to some of the family members and close friends. She had any known disease that the family know of. She cannot die suddenly just by being in a cell. I've been in a cell 8 times, arrested by the same government. We didn't die unless we were beaten. So I'm calling upon the nation, especially the people of Nanyuki, but also I'm calling the whole nation. Please, by Tuesday, if DCI Otieno has not been captured and he has told us who has actually given the instruction that they should be able to mess up with the life, precious life of Julie Njoki, then we shall call for a countrywide demonstration on Tuesday so that the town can be a standstill. I'm asking you Kenyans, don't sit back and think it's not about you. Some people are giving narratives, that tribe, that tribe. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere.
Killing. And already he's picked up that conversation. It's already going on online. It's already going online about the right, about how that lady was killed. Before even Kuria left office, he had started quoting Uhuru Kenyatta, and his position, rather his stand, was first to join forces, to go back to Jubilee Party, to join forces with Jeremiah Kioni and Ngunjiri Wambugu, the Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, on reviving the Jubilee Party. And when we were having this, of course, I was just, something that we were discussing is what will be Moses Kuria's interest in reviving Jubilee Party. And let me say this. In the current wave of politicians we have, Jeremiah Kioni is a red flag. And I want to make this observation. Before Matiang'i came back from US, Jeremiah Kioni was moving around with a truck in Nyamira, branding Matiang'i as, of course, endorsing Matiang'i, that Jubilee has endorsed Matiang'i and Matiang'i was to ride through Jubilee. And political observers used that to brand Matiang'i as Uhuru's project. Now, when Matiang'i came back, and he was really living on Matiang'i, when Matiang'i came back, and he then realized that Mount Kenya was endorsing Matiang'i, even the other people and the other parties were endorsing Matiang'i, then Matiang'i said, yes, Jubilee is supporting me and is endorsing me like I'm getting other endorsements, but I've not yet decided which party I'm going to use. Tell me, any single event that Matiang'i has attended, even the other week before Rigathi left, Matiang'i and Rigathi were in Western Kenya, that Matiang'i has attended and Jeremiah Kioni is supporting him. He was supporting, now he's laid back and is never supporting even Matiang'i. So, and number 2, Ngunjiri Wambugu fell out with Rigathi Gachagua. Ngunjiri Wambugu on the other end will always say the way Matiang'i is the candidate, they're supporting Matiang'i. But remember, in that opposition coalition, there is no way you can be supporting Matiang'i, but you are opposing Rigathi. Yes, if you want to tell me how you are going to deliver Mount Kenya votes to Matiang'i, if you want to pretend to be supporting Matiang'i, but at the same time you are attacking Rigathi. I look at and those two politicians are there. Now, one thing I understand here is Uhuru Kenyatta has actually opened the door for Kanini Kega, who was also to make a comeback to the Jubilee Party. but is opting to go the DCP way to join Rigathi Gachagwa's party. Kuria, who folded the Chama cha Kazi party, was making a comeback, is also planning to make a comeback to the Kiambu gubernatorial race, but this time round through the Jubilee party. I'm just wondering, curious. After leaving UDA, after folding that Chama cha Kazi party to join UDA and leaving UDA, he had already left Jubilee way back. Why don't you just go back to UDA or form your that own party or form your own party? Why? What is the U-turn back to Jubilee party after they've left? And of course, insiders believe that Kuria's newly established current office is a well-funded state facility run by the intelligence team to coordinate what is seen as a move to neutralize Rigathi Gachagua. Moses Kuria attempts to reach out and request to meet, or rather to have a handshake with the Kenyatta family, has been rejected, with also even making frantic effort to go back to Jubilee party. And someone was saying that even wanted to be the Secretary General of the Jubilee party is not making any way. And I agree. Kuria is not trusted. I saw another gentleman here was actually warning Rigathi Gachagua and the team about Moses Kuria that it is too late. He's not trusted. I agree with what that gentleman is saying. Kuria is not trusted. And if someone wants to trust Kuria at this point, Kuria is a political operative. I remember even the run-up to 2022, that Chama cha Kazi party that was formed, then, it was there it was just an alternative. It was an alternative. If they would have realized Jubilee ingi, angetumia hiyo. And I don't really think it is something to support. Now, why Uhuru will not pick Kuria back is Moses Kuria is Ruto's mole and could be part of him just making way to opposition, but going directly will be so predictable. So he's planning to go through the Uhuru way, because he understands that Uhuru will support if Matiang'i, Uhuru is close to Matiang'i, and Uhuru will actually support Matiang'i. So Moses Kuria is being planted just to spy on the other people. And even if not that, he could probably be seen trying to establish another force away from Rigathi. In fact, let me say this. I have been in Embu for a couple of 3 days, and I can tell you, if you ask me, I can tell you, there is no alternative party here apart from DCP. Yes, sadly, that is it. There is no alternative party apart from DCP. UDA is in the periphery. But around the town here, they are not talking about UDA. Uko nje, uko ndani utasikia UDA kidogo. Because for the women that are really targeted with the economic empowerment. Ruto handlers would clearly use the handshake to brand Moses Kuria and Uhuru handshake as anarchist handshake. Yes, they'll say, yes, he was just working, he's gone back there, they are regrouping so that they run that narrative. And I think the best of Uhuru has done is to keep off. He's trying to have that low profile, and is not willing to jostle for Mount Kenya's supremacy at the moment. I think Rigathi enjoys it. You give him that credit, you cannot deny him that credit. He enjoys that supremacy. I think at the moment, he's a political voice. He's a voice to reckon with. And if you dare go against, I don't think going against him is actually going against the grain. So, and Uhuru Kenyatta is not willing to come back to giving people directions. He gave people directions last time and they refused. So what is his business again? Come back even to give people the directions. The other thing, I think, Moses Kuria was very vulgar against Mama Ngina, and some of those, maybe, is why the door has been closed. Thank you.